Look at it. It's a masterpiece. The massive masterpiece ceiling. That's what today's video is about. Oh yeah! Woo! Blows right through it. I was wondering what the impact of this was going to be. It was going to shake, rattle and roll. Looks like it's going straight on in. Oh yeah. Oh, yeah. Whoa, easy. You down, girl. Time to put the wood up. Got all the nailing strips in. I've measured off of that wall where the cabinets go, where I'm going to start my first strip. So let's talk about the material. This is thin stuff. It's a 1/4 inch thick, maybe a little bit thicker than that. It's tongue and groove. It's not the most durable. It can be fragile. Not as easy to work with as thicker material, but for the price point and the look, the finished look of it, that's why we're using these. I nail through the tongue, not the groove. The factory edges have to be cut off. These are cut with a shear, so they're not 90 degrees to the length. So I'll start by cutting a perfect 90 on this side. Hold it up here. There's no point that's 8 feet, or even close to really 8 feet, and mark it and go cut it so that this ends up right in the middle. Now, this little piece here, not going to use this. That'll be set aside. The next run, from here to here, I'll take a measurement and cut that out of another one, nail that in. The off cut of that goes back to there. It is nighttime. I don't know where I am in the video, but there's multiple nights that I'm out in the workshop and I'm preparing a batch because I can only store so much on a flat surface that is fully finished. I had a question today on an old video about applying finish in the same general area that you're sanding. I answered it with a finish that I'm using, lacquer. It dries very fast. So in that room there, I try to keep some separation, but it's not nearly as much separation that you would need with other finishes, slower drying finishes, like polyurethane. Polyurethane, it's all over. It can accept dust for hours. With the lacquer that I use, and I know there's a lot of other lacquers and finishes on the market. I use what I know, what works, and what I can get off the shelf just down the street. That's another factor of why I use this Sherwood Cab acrylic lacquer. So after I spray it, I can touch it within 120 seconds. I can run my hand right down it. Now it's not fully cured, it won't accept dust. Dust is not going to land on it. Well, it may land on it, but it's not going to adhere to it. After the first coat, I sand again. So if something were to land on it, it's going to get sanded off. Now the final coat, I might wait a little bit longer for whatever dust might be in the air to settle a little bit. But I still don't pay that much of attention, and I've gotten some really good fine finish work with this type of lacquer, whether I'm spraying with the Finish Max Super or with my newer setup, an HVLP system that is more for painting cars. Well, the ceiling's really coming along. I'm gonna call it quits for the day. I only have about two good pieces left. Now this stuff is a pain in the butt to work with. It's quite fragile. This one here is one that I put up and I couldn't get it to flex in line. Just had to, I don't know if you can see that, but it bows too much. Couldn't force it in and nail it because you're nailing through a very, very thin tongue with an 18 gauge nail. That's the reason that I hate this stuff. I mean, it looks really, really good. It finished nice. It's affordable material, but it is not very easy to work with. I just thought of another weighing factor for this material. It's extremely lightweight. It's almost as light as air. And even though I nailed and glued these nailing strips up here, and they're not going to come down, they're still attached to the original plaster ceiling. And you don't want to hang a lot of weight off of it. So next looks pretty good. So that's another factor that went into this lightweight wood here. Oh, you. Boom. When you're doing this, you start getting closer to this wall. Ideally, you want it to line up perfectly. So you can fudge it a little bit with some slack in the tongue and grooves, but not much. Right now I'm about a 1/16 inch off, which is just splitting hairs. But I want these lines to meet these cabinets, hopefully straight in line. To see what this kitchen looked like before I tore it all apart, there will be a link right about here. Click the subscribe button, click the bell so you're notified when the next episode comes out. You do not want to miss the next phase of this massive, magnificent masterpiece of a kitchen remodel.